Hello.
And we're gonna get a run of The Secret of Monkey Island going. If you didn't quite catch the end of the Speedy Adventures short challenge, that was a little game called Locomotive. And then shout out to Mike the viewer on the top time on that one. But here we have another game, The Secret of Monkey Island. Leo, go ahead and tell us a little bit about what's going on here.
Okay, so what's going on is that this is a game that I'm gonna run, and that's basically it. Okay, I'm gonna start right away and then we can explain everything. So, timing starts when I skip this initial cutscene, which I need to skip with a certain timing, but we will explain why afterwards. So, should be around 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Nice. I got the glitch that sometimes you get at the beginning. That's fantastic. And I got it again. So this is why usually you run this with an offset on light split, so you can avoid this glitch, but it's basically unavoidable. If it happens, it happens. But now we were finally able to make it through it. So basically the reason why we skipped that cutscene with a certain timing is because for some reason the entire game is now 6/5 the speed it should be. So we're gonna save a lot of time because of it. And it kinda makes no sense, but that's how it is. So the first thing we need to do is to go to the kitchen here and pick up some items like you do in many point and click adventure games. So our objective, our long-term objective should be to become a pirate in theory, but we will see what will happen. Anyway, for now we are just gonna go and do 3 things that we need to do that some pirates have told us to do in order to become a real pirate, even though we didn't actually ask them anything. We somehow know what we need to do anyway. So, I'm gonna explain what they are in a moment, but first of all we need some money, and so we are gonna do this thing where we're gonna be basically a test dummy for these guys, which they say they are Italian. I am Italian and I'm not that sure they are actually Italian. I don't know. They sound a little bit fishy to me, but who knows. Anyway, now we got some money, as you can see here we got some money, which is fantastic. Early credit attempt coming, they ask, Guybrush, why didn't you go there? Maybe. So what I thought about, and we will explain what it is later on, is that I will attempt it if the shopkeeper isn't there. Otherwise, I'm not gonna bother with it. Anyway, let's speak about what we actually need to do. So I talked about 3 trials that we need to complete. So the first one we're gonna complete is stealing an idol from the mansion of the governor. The governor, which is Elaine, which is a very important person in the Monkey Island lore, I guess. So yeah, we are gonna steal that, but before we do that we need to mess up entering that door, apparently. We just need to collect a lot of stuff now, so yeah, that's basically it. So, we were talking about early credits, so basically there is a safe we eventually need to open, and we don't really know how to, because we need a combination that we don't have. But, okay, the shopkeeper is there, so I'm not gonna attempt it, but we could try to open it. We would need to guess the combination, which the odds of being able to do it are very, very low. But if you were able to do it, you would save basically a minute, which is a pretty juicy time save. So we didn't even try, but I mean, if the shopkeeper is there, you need to lose a bit of time to make him go away, and it wasn't gonna happen probably, so it's better this way. Okay, this is the mansion. So we gave the dogs some meat that we put a flower in that meat in order to make it so the dogs fall asleep as soon as they eat it, and then we were able to enter the mansion. And you might say, okay, so you stole the idol, right? We didn't. So what happened is that we came across, oh man, I don't remember his name, the sheriff. Well, we came across the sheriff, which basically
Sheriff Fester Shinetop.
that's name. Also, I need to give I need to give some stuff to him. I was almost forgetting it. Also, I'm trying a new strategy here where I spam click around here in order to select an option in the dialog automatically, but I keep on messing it up. But it's fine. Anyway, he didn't allow us to get the idol, kinda. Well, we also needed a file in order to get it because the idol is stuck in somewhere. I don't really remember exactly. But yeah, now this is the time where we actually get it. So now we do have it. We skip a bunch of stuff. And the only problem is that the sheriff doesn't really like us, and so he threw us underwater. Luckily for us, we were able to exit the place quite easily. But don't worry, because Guybrush can hold his breath for 10 minutes, and so actually if you wait for 10 minutes, you actually drown. That's basically the only way to die in this game. And now we're gonna do the second trial, which I will need to concentrate a little bit for it, so I feel like Spade will explain it a little bit better, but I can explain at least till I get to the interesting part. So what we need to do is win a duel against the Swordmaster. Before we do that, we need to win 3 other duels, and also we need to collect some insults, because basically how it works is that you're not really using swords, you're more like insulting each other, and that's how it works. So okay, there are no pirates nearby, so I'm gonna actually do something else first. I'm gonna go for the treasure. So I'm gonna dig up the treasure, because by going in the forest I can kinda reload the RNG for the pirates and maybe have them spawn closer to me. So yeah, change of plans basically. Also, I'm gonna read the map because I don't know where I am, and whoops, suddenly I'm on the other side of the chasm. That's a glitch that only happens there, and I have no idea why. But it happens. So yeah, this was the other trial that we needed to do, digging up the treasure of Millie Island, which is a shirt, which fine, I guess. And that's fantastic. Okay, fine. Second reload of the pirates. Let's go visit Carla. Oh, hi, White. Yeah, apparently I'm White's father. Okay, so I'm entering the forest again in order to reload the pirates because they weren't really nice to me. This also allows me to unlock the place where I will need to go later, so that's not too bad. And now hopefully... Oh, come on! Okay, we should be good. So now I need to learn some stuff.
Jump in here if you're ready.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm a little bit delayed, but are you going? Let me ask really quick. Are you going for a 3 pirate strat?
Yep. But not the YOLO one.
Not the YOLO. So what Leo's going to be doing here is actually looking for specific insults. So what we need to gather before going to fight Carla, in addition to winning against 3 pirates, is to gather responses. So you learn an insult, and then you learn the response to the insult, and it's just the responses that we're able to take with us to win against Carla the Swordmaster. So not all responses are equal, actually. There are 4 responses that can be used against multiple of Carla's insults. And so we're going to be looking to pick up some of those insults first, and then go ahead and learn them back, and then take just kind of a minimum amount of responses to Carla, and actually is going to be using quick saving and quick loading
Guess what? I tapped out because of quick saving and quick loading.
Oh no!
It's fine, it's fine.
But the pirates, how their RNG works is that it gets determined on the spot. So if you quick save and quick load, they will repeatedly change what they insult you with, and they will also repeatedly change whether or not they will know the answer if you insult them. So you can kind of just use this to learn just a good amount of insults and get through your fights quickly. This way we can just save a lot of time instead of just rolling the dice so many times. You can kind of confine how many spots you're going to do the RNG in and just roll them over and over and over again until we get a nice result. And then once you get your third pirate win, you head over to Carla, and it's the same drill.
Yeah, exactly. And we save a lot of time also because of Carla, because a lot of the times before we started using this strat, we might have enough wins, but we didn't have enough insults to win against Carla. But now we do. We need to reload a bunch of times though, but also I reloaded once when I didn't have to, but that's fine.
Yeah, so there is a balance between how much time you spend picking up responses versus, you know, the more responses you have, the less time you'll need to spend resetting on Carla, but you try to just find a nice balance for the speed run if you're going for these strats.
Yeah, the other problem is that depending on which strategy you use, you might not exactly remember which insult you have. So I'm gonna take it a little bit slow because I want to be able to do it.
Yeah, better safe than sorry.
Yeah, and as I said that I reloaded when I didn't need to, well, that's fine.
Yeah, again, it's a balancing act between how long you wait to read versus going to determine what your answer, if you have the right answer. So this is what I think Mike, the viewer, called reading comprehension. So the faster you can read and kind of really keep track of what insults and responses you've learned during the run does help you to go faster.
Okay, that took a little bit of time, a little bit more than I hoped it would have taken, but it's fine.
But yeah, that's how
At least we did
get
it.
through the sword fighting, and that's the 3 trials done.
Okay, so
Trial of
if we
Thievery, Treasure
did
Huntry, and the sword.
exactly,
Take it away.
if we did early credit, we could have skipped this part basically. Going to Stan and having to do this dialogue here, we could have skipped it, so that would have saved a lot of time, but sadly that's a completely RNG dependent strategy. Actually, that's not entirely true. There are ways to make it more likely. Spade has found a way to use saves and loads, which is completely ridiculous, but it works and it gives you more chances to be able to get early credit.
Yeah, it's a pretty tricky strat. I think I'm the only one who's gone for that particular strat at the moment.
Okay, we can also talk about the camera scrolling. So right now I took the shortcut and it is only faster because the camera doesn't scroll, but it automatically snaps when you move around. And that's actually a setting you can change. And for the longest time we didn't really think it was present in the original game, but we thought it was like something out of ScamVM. But no, we found out that the original game had it, so it is fair play. We can use it. Okay, let's see if I got it. I got the invisible star glitch. Let's go.
I was just gonna say, snap scroll does save us a few seconds across the run, about 6 seconds or so over the whole run.
And that was not only a quick save, but given the strategy that I go for usually when I go for early credit, I would have gotten early credit. So maybe I should have done it, but it's fine. Because it was 1 2 1 1, which is one of the combinations, one of the shorter combinations, which is I usually go for the shortest ones because they waste less time. Okay, so what happened? Because we didn't really say what happened story-wise. So basically, we didn't complete the 3 trials, but we couldn't really get back to the pirates, because in the meantime, Elaine, which is the governor of the island, got kidnapped by the evil pirate LeChuck. And now, because we once almost talked to Elaine, we are completely in love with her and we absolutely need to save her, which is understandable. Elaine is a fantastic character. But in order to do so, we need to get a ship and get some crewmates. So that's what we are gonna do. And I don't exactly remember when I need to skip in that dialogue, so I'm gonna skip everything. And that's it. We just talked to the guy. And he said, okay, I'm gonna follow you, but only if you touch this incredibly dangerous animal. And it was a parrot. So we did it. And that's basically it. There's not much else to say. Also, previously we freed Otis, which was in the prison, and he originally said, okay, I'll follow you if you free me, and then he said, maybe not, but he will follow us in the end, so don't worry. And the Swordmaster is the last one, so the only thing left for us to do is to go to Stan, go through a fairly complicated dialogue, which is a puzzle, and you can do it in many different ways. The fastest way to do it was found by a computer program, which is an interesting bit of trivia. And that's basically it. That's the end of chapter 1. Chapter 2, which will come up in a short while, is very, very fast. So maybe if Spade wants, that's another place where he can maybe explain stuff.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and jump in once we get to chapter 2.
Yeah, which will happen in like half a minute or something like that. Yeah, I've been practicing it, which means that it will go terribly wrong, but it's fine.
Yeah, chapter 2, it's probably the shortest, other than the final chapter, but it goes by really quickly. Just a lot of actions back to back really fast. So it can be a fun one, actually, to learn to optimize. So you have to go around the ship and pick up all the ingredients to kind of make a soup. And this is not any soup. This is a special soup to guide the ship to Monkey Island. If you go on... And normally, when you play this casually, you'd get kind of a recipe, and you'd have to kind of figure out what of the inventory you have and what you can find, what would work for the kind of the soup you make in the pot. But a little trick here where you get the prize out of the cereal, but instead of opening the prize to find the key, you just use the prize straight onto the safe there, get into the cabinet, and there's a little bit of technique to like trying to get all the ingredients into the soup quickly, and I think Leo's got a new kind of route here to kind of minimize his time spent fiddling with your inventory. So just really kind of taking all the shortcuts to cut down on all the inputs. So really well done there.
Yeah, exactly. Also, another thing that I do, every time you move around in the ship, there is a small animation of Guybrush maybe crouching or something like that, and I try to start spam clicking during the animation, because it's kind of a way to buffer an input, not really, but that's what I try to do. Anyway, we are on Monkey Island, because somehow cooking some weird stuff led us to this place, which is where LeChuck the evil pirate lives. So we are on our way to free Elaine, apparently. So, first of all, we need some bananas, which sadly we cannot yet skip, even though skipping the monkey is almost possible. There are so many ways in which it seems like it could work, but it doesn't work, and so we need to do all of this stuff in order to get some bananas. This is Herman, a weird guy. The previous owner, well, not really the owner, but a previous, I'm gonna say crewmate of the owner of the ship that we used to get here. And also a weird guy. You will see in the next Monkey Island games. He's pretty weird. But yeah, we are doing a couple of things in order to get those bananas. I'm gonna do something interesting here where I click on beach and then I click on the pond in order to get here. This is a bit of optimization in movement, and here also we use a little bit of a glitch, which I don't really know why it works, which is kind of the thing with this game. There are a lot of things that I have no idea why they work, but they do. So basically, the southern beach, if you click in a specific spot, you warp to it instead of walking. And I don't know why. I don't think anyone has any idea why this works, to be honest.
It's a mystery.
There is also a way to go kind of out of bounds. You can make Guybrush walk on top of the sea, but as of now, there hasn't been any use to it, sadly. But yeah, basically we did a lot of stuff in order to get some bananas and to get the small ship, which will allow us to get here, to get the last bananas. But there is a problem, and this is the problem, basically. So we are stuck. There is no way we can get out of here. Oops, we just did that. There was a loose plank in the floor. The funny thing is that if you get captured more and more times, the security of that place increases every time. So the cannibals try their hardest to make you not escape, but they keep on making the door harder to break in. But you don't even use the door, so that's that's completely useless. Okay, this is the monkey. And yes, the monkey is greedy. You need to give him or her, I don't know, 5 bananas. If you give them only 4, it doesn't work. The monkey doesn't follow us. And now we will see why having the monkey follow us is useful. So basically, there is this door that we need to open, and it's pretty easy. You just do this, right? But the door closes itself, so we needed the monkey. And the monkey, because the monkey... What? Guybrush? Where are you going? But yeah, the monkey will stay there forever, apparently. I think there is something in Monkey Island 4, like a reference to the monkey staying there. I'm not sure. I haven't played that game since maybe 2000 and... I don't know. I didn't play it when it first came out, but I played it like in 2008 maybe? So I have no idea. Anyway, we have a small idol. What could we do with it? Well, the cannibals will let us leave if we give them something of value to them. So you might know already where we are going with this. Yep. The idol is exactly what they needed. And now we can finally talk to them eye to eye. Because they know a lot about LeChuck. Which means that they will give us a ton of stuff that is useful in order to fight him and in order also to get to him. Because remember that he lives underground and we don't have a way to get there until now, because actually the key to go underground was in Nerman's pocket all along. We just needed to get some items in order to trade. And now we can go to a pretty interesting place with some pretty interesting tech. So maybe, well, I could explain it, but maybe it could be better if Spade explains the catacombs, if you want to.
Sure. So the trick with the catacombs is that the rooms are kind of randomly stitched together. So what you need to do is actually use the head of the navigator to kind of tell you which direction will lead to the exit. But what you really
just to interrupt you a second, there is a weird glitch here. So we basically kind of skipped the cutscene where Guybrush stands there, and this is only possible because of the camera, of the scrolling camera. But yeah, you can go on.
Right, so anytime we go through a kind of a doorway in the catacombs, that'll count towards our progression. And we need to go through 6 doorways, or portals as we call them. And so what you're going to be seeing Leo do is kind of saving and loading to find the quickest transitions to a portal, and maybe stopping for a second to double check which way the navigator head is telling you to go. Because if you have to go through just a normal scrolling transition, it's not going to count towards your progression. It's just going to be a lot of walking that's unnecessary. So by using a quick saves, quick loads, you get through the catacombs pretty fast. And there we go.
Okay, I messed it up a little bit, so I didn't go for the head glitch, but I got necklace skip. So there are a couple of small glitches here that you can do. They both have to do with like animations and stuff. So the one that I was able to get is cancelling of an animation, because we need to wear this necklace here. But when you do, usually there is a small animation, but if you do it in the perfect pixel, like while Guybrush is in the perfect position, then for some reason the animation doesn't play. So that's what we did. The other thing you can do if Guybrush does what I tell him to do yeah, the other thing you could have done, which I didn't go for, is talk to the head of the navigator as soon as you enter the screen of the ship. You don't have much time to be able to do all of the inputs. Actually, it's almost frame perfect. And if you do, you will skip another animation, because you basically don't have to get rid of the head of the navigator and then bring it out again, and so on and so forth. But yeah, everything we did here, you might say, okay, you didn't fight LeChuck, you didn't get Elaine, why did you get there? So basically the idea is that we might not be fit to fight all of the ghosts, all of the pirate ghosts and stuff, but we could take a magic route which the cannibals have used in order to make a potion that can allow us to fight the pirates. Sadly, as soon as we get back to the ship is gone, because LeChuck is back to Millie Island because he really wants to marry Elaine. And so, yeah, we did all of this almost for nothing. Well, maybe not, because we now do have a weapon. So maybe it wasn't all for nothing. Weirdly lucky RNG, the door is open. So, that's Elaine. Wait, that's Elaine? What? So basically, turns out, what we did, everything in this game that we did, was actually pointless. We could have done nothing at all. Elaine had a plan. She was almost able to defeat LeChuck herself. We only got in the way. We will luckily defeat LeChuck here, but what I love about this game is that technically you could have done nothing and everything would have gone well regardless. It's a weird choice of story, but I do like it. So, this is basically the end. The only last thing we need to do is select a couple of dialog options, and weirdly enough we can only do it with mouse by clicking. I didn't explain much about the technicalities of playing this game, but Monkey Island 2 is coming up next, and it is a race. The mechanics are very similar, so there will be plenty of time to explain everything. Okay, didn't get the correct answer here, so I'm gonna lose 0.1 because of that. But that's fine. And time is coming up in not too long. It's like 3, 2, 1, time! Okay. Not too bad, okay. Underestimate. In practice I was able to be like a couple of minutes faster, I would say. But this is perfectly fine. Well, a couple of minutes maybe is a bit too much. Like a minute and a half faster, but it's fine nonetheless. It's just Carla didn't wanna get defeated, that's all. Yeah, that was Monkey 1. I don't know if we're ready for Monkey 2, but yeah,
Not
I
quite.
don't...
We're going to go ahead and thank you, Leo, for that run. We're going to get Leo back in a second. We're going to take a quick break in just a moment, but coming up next is Monkey Island 2. Our Monkey Island block will be going in chronological order, but we'll have a race between world record holder leolitz and up-and-comer Pavorius. So we'll get that queued up for you in just a minute. So hang tight, we'll be right back with you.